teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look at Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called the Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it tough before the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point fit, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth beats. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Panda and Grizzly show. It's Tuesday, so we gotta be talking about the Bears, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Baron over here, and we got Grant the Cub down there. Even though it's a Bears show, I don't know this motherfucker here, but whatever. We'll let him go. We'll let him go. Whatever, it's fine. But guys, I'm just so happy. Even though we only see the top half of Grant's face, so he looks like Mr. Wilson right now. So, dude, guys, I mean, because we hired Ben Johnson, the coach who we identify as a guy. We'll go over the story of that in a second. We get to start off our offseason program early, and I think that's a great thing. And I think we're going to have a lot of people that we're going to be talking about, a lot of things that are going to be positive because of we're doing this stuff. But what's up, Anzo? I was just on Anzo's stream just a second ago, so appreciate you jumping in, man. But yeah, so first I'm gonna tell you guys the story. All right, it was the last game of the season for the Detroit Lions. What's happened? Basically, Brian Poles has been going through all these interview processes. As he saw the Detroit Lions losing, they called all the other candidates. They told them they canceled all the other interviews except for Eddie George because they kept that one because they had that a week out planned out. They canceled all the rest of them. He talked to Warren, talked to McCaskey, and said, "Hey, this is the guy. We need to get gas up the jet because as soon as he's out, we need to be at his house the next day." They already figured out what it's going to be. Basically, they try to be respectful. They talked to his agent. They set a time. The next day, they're at Ben Johnson's house, and within 10 minutes of the interview, all of them knew that this is the guy for the job. Mm-hmm. That's the story that came out today. Okay. Mm-hmm. And within 45 minutes of the entire interview, Ben Johnson said, "I want this job. This is the job I want." This is the story that we were told. Now, what is your first reaction to hear that story? I want to know what you guys think.
They knew who they wanted, and they got him up quick. They knew who they wanted, and they got him up pretty quick.
Okay.
So that means for maybe once in the past, like a couple years, like 5-10 years, they pounced on the issue before it even got started, before anyone else could go. Because most of the time, when it comes to the Bears, we are always the last ones to pick. Where it comes like, oh, we have the coach. We wait until few people get the pick, and then the guy everyone we think are the best, and then we could pick someone else because someone else took him. Like I wasn't a biggest fan of the E-Blues hire personally, but I personally think it was a very good pick. Very good pick.
Well, I mean, but that was literally the guy that he wanted. You know, they were interviewing a lot of people. That's the guy that he wanted. And then you can go back to Bruce Arians. There's a lot of Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy was the hot hand, was the hot coach at the time. So, I mean, those are all things that are going on. And they were supporting what they really wanted. This is a little bit different, but okay. But I hear what you're saying. Grant, what do you think?
With that story coming out, I think it screams win now. I mean, you get the guy we've been talking about him for probably after we figured out we were on that 5 to 10 game losing streak, that we've been the guy that we're targeting, the offense that he runs, the flow, the guys play for him out there. And I think as you can see, I think just by watching his interviews and watching how he handles himself with the press, I think, like I said, I think it was a no-brain hire, and I think they knew, like alluding to what Barron said, that they wanted the guy, and they did everything possible to get their guy. But like I said, it starts today. It started yesterday with off-season workouts. How how the guys are gonna respond to him. So we have to see how that goes. But I really like what I've been hearing as far as what the guys think of him. I know it's just been a couple of days with off-season programs, but it's been a lot of positive reviews, genuine positive reviews. You know how they feel. So I think I'm not surprised by the story, because I think Poles and Warren knows that we've been doing a lot of talking in the offseason and these off season, and it's a win now mode. And I think, we're gonna have to see it take place on the field though.
The first thing I thought when I heard the story is that they were not going to satisfy the Rooney Rule.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I thought.
Mm-hmm.
You are not caring about the Rooney Rule, and you're circumventing all that. That was my first concern, and that's the first thing I thought of when I heard it. Oh, okay, so they did exactly what other teams do. They got their guy that they feel comfortable with, and they're going to just say, well, after the Rooney Rule, we're going to do whatever we want.
Do whatever we want, yeah.
I did not like it at all.
Yeah, like I said, it's such a, I mean, it's just for them not to do that, it just goes against what the Rooney Rule, what it means, and how it can put people of color in position to probably get a head coaching job. People that may be more qualified, and I mean it just takes
or
a step
make
back.
them more qualified.
Yeah.
It allows you to be able to interview with somebody, go in front of a professional team for one of these 32 jobs. And the NFL is probably the worst of all the other ones that we've had. Yeah. That's my biggest issue. I was like, we should not have done that. But with that being said, okay, whatever. So they got Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our first day of our little mini camp type of thing. Mm-hmm. And reportedly, he delivered a hell of a speech. The first speech to the Bears was a hell of a rousing one. He said he's going to challenge them. He's going to get in their face. There's never going to be an easy time. They're going to make it hard all the time. So, I mean, those are all positive things when we're talking about Ben Johnson. He told Caleb Williams he's going to challenge him. He said there's going to be battles all over the field. No one's going to be soft. We're going to push all the time. So those are all interesting things, and I'm happy that this was his main message was.
Yeah. I think too though what it could.
Yep.
Go ahead, Baron.
No, you can go.
Okay.
I did.
But I feel like I said, with his message, and like I said, the interviews speak a lot of, like, he has a lot of personality. And I don't remember the last, I mean, maybe Nagy, but I don't remember the last Bears coach that had a lot of personality. Like, he has
a great personality. He doesn't.
Yeah. So it's just I think this guy has like an aura to him. Like, he knows, like, whatever system he puts in is going to work. And like I said, I like that. That's a breath of fresh air that he's going to challenge the guys. I mean, they can talk about it, but like I said, we have to see it. But I think if he's really going to step in from the first day, establish that culture, me and you have talked about it before with any other field. Culture is the key. You get that culture right, that can turn into winning. And I think when with what Jalen Johnson said today in his interview, he's done talking. And like I said, we have to see action on the field.
To be fair, Jalen Johnson did say the same thing last season. The exact same thing. On the score, said the exact same thing.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, it did. And the exact same thing happened. So
yeah. So I mean, like I said, I like what I've been hearing.
I like the attitude, but I want to see it during the season.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah. He had it during the season too. He had no problem with that. But the team needs to come and be there. Can Javon Dexter? What is he going to be? If he's getting smaller, he's still 6'5". Is he a defensive tackle? Are you going to play a defensive end? Are you going to run a true 3-4? What are you going to do with these rushes? What is Montez Sweat going to play? What do they do for draft? If that's the case, do they try to put Mason Graham there? Is that the guy that you really want to go after instead of a left tackle? There's a lot of questions to be answered, and I think we're going to get a lot of them in these next 2 weeks because the Bears get 2 extra weeks of off-season program, and I think everyone wants to be there. We saw Caleb Williams pull up to Hallis Hall. We know JJ is there. Then basically the entire team. Tooney is there trying to get acclimated to this new Bears weather and Bear locker room and players and everything. So I mean that's cool. The whole offensive line seems to be coming in. Everyone wants to get a piece of Ben Johnson. So I'm happy that these things are happening right now.
Yeah.
Look like they're locked in.
Yeah, you would think because the media also said they alluded to this when Jalen Johnson first walked in the door. They were shocked that he was there. And they were like, wow, you came in the offseason program because normally guys like to branch off, do their own thing. And they were like, what, they asked him the question, what made you want to come here? He just said, like you said, they want to know, they want to get acclimated. They want to see what Ben Johnson's talking about. They want to see what Dennis Allen is talking about, Eric Bieniemy, this coaching staff. So that goes a long way that, obviously they want to see, who is this guy and why do we get him? And they want to get acclimated to the system. So why not start now instead of waiting till mandatory mini camp, or to training camp in July? Let's get the band together now so we can have this camaraderie once training camp hits.
Okay. So here's my question to you guys. In these next 2 weeks, the 2 weeks that we have, because we have a new coach, what's the most important thing that you want the Bears to learn in these next 2 weeks? While you guys think about it, I will give you guys an example. Like for me, I want the Bears to understand what it takes to win.
Yeah.
I want Ben Johnson to tell them what it took for them to transform the Detroit Lions from that crappy team that only could win in a couple of games or couldn't win a game to the end of the season, very much like the Bears did last year, to a perennial playoff team. What did it take? What challenges did it take? What steps did you have to take? What did you have to take seriously? What are those things? That's the question. Okay, so that's mine. What about you guys? What do you want them to learn in these next 2 weeks? What do you hope that they're learning in these next 2 weeks? Baron, you go first.
That everyone has a job to do, and that everyone needs to do their job well within the system, because we don't need somebody 10 people focusing on one thing and then one person talking. And if one person messes up, everyone messes up. So then to create discipline and make sure everyone's working as one group, because we saw it multiple times last year. Most of the time there's someone else during the worst times, someone else is doing something that's not part of the See, like one person's doing something else that's not a part of the game, and it messes up the whole team because one person doesn't have their head in the game. So I want to make sure that everyone is disciplined and focused on what's job at hand and what their job is.
All right, what about you, Grant?
I got 2 things. The main thing that I would go is accountability. If you see it, call it out. Hold guys accountable. They want a lackadaisical route. Get on them. Make them do it again. Stuff like that. Just the little things. Accountability goes far. We can talk about accountability, but actually taking accountability is another thing. Also, too, mentality. What type of mentality are we going to come in the season with? Are we going to be a finesse team, or we're gonna go into every field, each field, and we're gonna kick your, we're gonna kick your butt. So what are we going to do? What mentality are we gonna bring? Are we gonna bring this mean monster of the midway mentality, or we're gonna be all the baby bears, bad news bears? What mentality do you want to bring? So that starts with Ben Johnson. It starts with him. So that's what I want to see Steve learn the next 2 weeks.
Well, from Ben Johnson, I think it really has to trickle down to Caleb Williams. And I want to see from Caleb Williams that he's being challenged in every aspect, and not challenged like, I'm going to be the hardest on him forever. No, I want him to be challenged on just the snaps, the snap calls. I want to hear your cadence. and I want to challenge you on your cadence. This is the best I've heard from a cadence. I need you to be better. I want to challenge you on pre-snap reads. I want to put up pre-snap reads, and I want to hold it up for 2 seconds. I'm going to pull it down, and you tell me where it's open and closed, where are the holes in that defense for this play. I want you to be able to recite all those things. He needs that type of challenge. Can you understand where the why the line will call this call? Actually, I think that the line probably needs to be have the ability to change the play. If you're going to play Drew Dalman, you got to give him the opportunity to change the protection. Say, no, the protection will be right. No, I don't care what you're saying, for second-year kid. We're going to go this way of the protection. He needs to be able to do that. Is Joe Tooney going to be, the captain on this team? Those things are going to be very important, too, and they need to be ironed out soon for this to really be able to build. You need a foundation.
They need definitely the foundation, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Are we going to be a running team, physical, smack you in the face, smack you in the mouth, or we're going to air it out? But like I said,
do that with Swift.
Yeah,
can't do it with Swift. Can't do it.
And like I said, we alluded to this with the previous regime. I know we don't like talking the previous regime, but having guys running routes in the same space and all that type of stuff, we have to get those things ironed out now. I mean, I understand we have Ben Johnson coming from Detroit, how their offense looked, but we cannot have those blunders, people running in the same space, running whatever route they want to run, and stuff like that. Miscommunication on the offensive line. We cannot have that, especially going into a big year like this one. So we have to get those things ironed out now.
Okay. So now, what do you want them looking at the team, trying to make the decision for what we're going to get for in the draft? What do you want them challenging? What positions do you want them really looking at, diving into? What should we look for as far as more competition? Where should we be looking?
Running back, D tackle, tackle and edge, and left tackle.
That's it.
The parents are main holes.
I still want depth in the interior offensive line. Also, I still want depth in that too. I would still like some depth with that. I mean, I know we got Tooney and we got.
We still have we have a lot of guys there still right now.
Yeah,
but you know what we don't have? And after hearing his his talking on the score, and I think I was a little concerned overall listening to Jaquan Brisker. There's a few things that are like red flags for me.
Oh,
okay. He talked about hey, I've never been hurt before. I never missed a game before. Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds counterintuitive, right? Why would I be concerned if he says he never missed a game before? Well, I played a long time. And if you've never missed a game, that means you played through concussions.
Yeah.
And if you played through concussions, you probably won't get another concussion. Yeah. He's already concussion. He seems to be prone to it. He is a Chicago Bear rah guy, like a really great Mike Brown type of hole filler, great player. I love him. You better draft a safety in this draft.
But I told us in the previous couple of shows ago we need to draft a safety. I said we need to draft a safety.
I don't think you need it from this year. I think you need it from when he falls apart.
Yeah. I mean, and then like I said, Byers not getting any younger either. So
I think you have 1 year deals on both those guys.
Yeah. So like I said, I think safety is something you need to get maybe in the fifth, between the 5th and the 7th round. Because like I said, I would still want a running back or a DN or interior D lineman in the 2nd and 3rd, maybe even 4th. Probably get another offensive lineman in the 4th round if we don't go one in the 1st. 5th through the 7th, I'm looking at safeties. At some point in the draft, I'm looking at safeties.
All right, so we did a couple of mock drafts.
Okay.
The Dynasty Pylon mock draft 2.0. Really cool. I thought that was a really cool thing. The Bears got a lot of good players. I was ecstatic about it. Mm-hmm. I'll see if I can pull up some of them, but we did the first 2 rounds. We went through everyone. We decided who we thought was going to be there, what team will pick who, and it was awesome. So I want to kind of go through that with you guys, and you tell me, would you be happy with these drafts? Man, the draft simulator is also. We probably will do one on this show next week. I'm just letting you guys know. So do your homework because we're gonna probably do 2 to 3 rounds.
That's fine.
That's fine.
You know, so see if I pull this one up. We actually could do one right now if I really wanted to.
Yeah, we could. I mean, like I said, we could. I had no problem with it.
Because the thing about doing draft simulators, you want to make sure you kind of have all the teams you had. You know, you want to do it for all of them. You want to be truthful to everybody.
Yeah.
So, well,
I also got a mock draft where the Bears don't pick yet, but I got 1 through 9, and I want you guys to answer who would you pick at 10 with all these guys off the board when we get to pick at 10.
well, we'll go over it. So let's do this right now. We'll do the first 2 rounds normal, and we'll pick for everybody. And I'll show it with you guys, and we could propose a trade, and we go through all those things. So here we go.
All right.
Share the screen with you guys. All right, here we go. NFL Draft Mock Simulator. All right. First pick, Tennessee Titans. Who did the Tennessee Titans grab?
Cam.
You were there, Bear, so you saw the last draft one that we did. I think it was really good. So Cam Ward going to Tennessee. That's pretty much done because
I was there around like the end of the first.
They canceled all their other draftees. They've already told them no. Hey, we don't need to meet with you. We don't need
it's Cam.
Worked out.
It's Cam.
Cam Ward is going to be our guy. That's happening.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who are the Browns going to pick? Who would you guys say the Browns are going to go with?
Travis Hunter.
They'll go.
So both Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter have been seen everywhere.
They're going here. They're both going the next 2 picks. It's a question of which one's first.
I got Travis Hunter going 2 to the Browns. I got him going 2.
No, I have him going 3 to the Giants personally.
I also have Abdul Carter going number 2. On Abdul Carter number 2.
Hunter,
all right.
Hunter's 3.
You say Hunter's 3 too?
Mm-hmm. I'll say Hunter going 3. I'll say Hunter go 3. Even though I was leaning towards at first, I was saying Will Campbell could go 3 to the Giants.
Will Campbell, no.
But I got
that's not happening.
I got Travis Hunter going 3 then.
Okay, Travis Hunter. All right. 4 to the Patriots. Who do you have?
Campbell.
No.
They'll go Campbell.
Campbell won't even be the first offensive lineman pick. He will not.
Membu
will be the first offensive lineman picked. And it's betting favorites in Vegas. Membu will be the first offensive lineman off the board. 100%.
Nah.
Look at someone pull up the Vegas odds. Who pitchers are going to pick?
Yeah, it may be Vegas, but I don't think it's a good pick. Personally, I think it's too high, a little too high.
Will Campbell can't be a left tackle. Will Campbell can't be a right tackle. Will Campbell has shorter arms, than any other left tackle in the entire NFL.
Man, let me look at.
He's a guard. He's going to be a great guard.
They got the highest odds right now is they got Kelvin Banks over. They got Kelvin Banks over both of them to the Patriots at 4.
Yeah, I just saw the Vegas odds that Membu was number 1. Vegas odds for number 4.
They had for number 4. They had Travis Hunter 1 overall. Then they had Abdul Carter. Then they had McMillan.
So Travis Hunter is not number 1 overall.
No, I'm saying from the what I'm looking at.
NFL.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112,
They got Bradbury.
So you go to Vegas Insiders or you do FanDuel Sportsbook. We could do that.
I did bet
Maybe not.
Massachusetts.
So number one right now is first overall pick is Cam Ward is the betting favorite. The number 2 betting favorite is Travis Hunter, actually.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Number 3 is Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
We can change it up. You know, the number 4 overall.
Yeah, we're not doing betting. We're not doing betting stuff.
But this is the thing.
It's what it is what do you who's Will Campbell is the 5th best option right now.
Because of his arm length.
Because
all because of his arm length. Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So that's what I'm telling you that Mimbu is probably going to go to
New England.
He's probably going to play right tackle.
He's probably going to play right tackle.
Is he?
He's probably going to play right tackle. Yes, you're right.
Will he start over Morgan Moses? Will they start?
Yes, Morgan Moses. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So
but here's another guy who you have to watch out for. McMillan.
That's what I was saying. I was getting to that point. McMillan is very. His name has been talked about a lot. And you don't know if Stephon Diggs. You don't know if Stephon Diggs is going to be the same after his injury.
I'm going to say it's going to be Mimbu, but understand it's going to change. I'm going to say Mimbu right now, but McMillan's going to be interesting. But you have to put something up there to say this is my franchise quarterback, and we're going to block.
You got to protect Drake May. Got to protect him.
Yeah.
All right. So now
Mason Graham's going here.
Mason
Graham will 100% go in unless the Jaguars trade
down
up. Mm-hmm.
Somebody can trade up.
So let's propose a trade.
Bears.
No. What's
Dallas
realistic?
Cowboys.
For Genty?
Yeah.
No, for Genty.
Yes.
For Genty,
yes.
they do need a running back.
Because the Raiders pick next.
And
let's throw
they take Genty. They are going to take Genty at that point.
Throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing.
12.
Their first, third, and first next year.
No, I don't think they'll give up that much. They probably go.
I was gonna say the first, the 12th, the 14th, and the second next year.
Yeah, that probably work.
That's close. That's the same value.
Trade's been rejected. No more.
So then,
what? Like a first and a second, and like a future second and like fourth.
It might be a first next year.
Might be a first this year, a first next year, and probably that second round pick this year.
Let's see.
That's a little too much.
That's a reach.
76.
But it is the Cowboys. They will reach. They always reach.
Yes, they probably gotta be excited.
5 because you 12, 76, and 1 next year. Nope.
Wow.
What? They rejected that?
Wow.
Who's first?
Yeah.
They probably going off the Dallas ain't gonna be that bad. They ain't gonna be that bad. So they're probably banking off of that. Just do 2 first. 2 first and a second this year then.
That's what it was though.
I thought you put third, the 76th, right?
So we'll do for 12, 44, and the first.
Yeah, there you go.
4 or 5. Nope. All right, so we have to draft someone. They said no.
So
it's Campbell. It's Graham. It's Graham.
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham. Okay.
Yeah.
The Raiders is Genty.
Genty's here.
Okay. Where did Jets go?
Do something.
Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren. 100%.
Even though it's a stupid idea.
I think it's a great idea for
great idea for Justin Fields.
That's a
safety blanket. Safety blanket.
Smart for a quarterback that's trying to get into your system. That's a perfect guy.
Safety blanket. Every quarterback needs a safety blanket. Tight ends are very good safety blanket.
Exactly. Tyler Warren is a really good hands catcher. Carolina.
I would say
McMillan's going. McMillan.
I'm going to go McMillan too.
McMillan to the Panthers.
Yeah, I think McMillan having the number 1 receiver.
Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders, 100%. Shedeur Sanders. And the Bears.
I trade down if I got this.
I'll trade down. I'll trade down at this point.
They're not going to trade down. They're going to draft Will Campbell. You tell me why. So tell me why will we trade? We will draft Will Campbell.
We don't know Braxton Jones' status.
Braxton Jones is a left tackle. Will Campbell is not. Wait.
We didn't resign. No, we didn't resign Tooney. We didn't resign Tooney yet.
Tooney has not signed the extension yet.
Yeah.
So you draft Will Campbell, see if he can play left tackle, and if not, he could play guard. That's why you draft Will Campbell.
So pretty much we're going to Skoronski route, are we?
That's exactly what he is. All right, San Francisco. Where are they going?
Will
Johnson. They need Johnson. They need corner. They only have 2 good corners, and the rest we don't know.
Right.
That's a scary pick for them because
Johnson's really
good.
Going. Hampton.
I actually
they're going running back.
I think Amari and Hampton will definitely go Dallas. Yeah.
They need a running back.
Miami.
They need a guard.
No, they don't. They need a left tackle.
Well, they take Banks now.
Kelvin Banks now will be here. Kelvin Banks will go be drafted. Now, if he's there, he's going.
Because
they just lost their left tackle. He just retired.
Colston Loveland's going to the Colts.
100%. Not. I mean, there's no question. There's no doubt in my mind.
Big body.
Yeah.
Big body. It's like we need big body.
He's Dallas Clark. You know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to wait for Arch Manning.
Yes, big bodies.
They're waiting for Arch Manning, man. That's what it is.
And they're trying to get Anthony Richardson out of there now.
Yep.
They see they got Daniel
tanking
Jones.
for Arch Manning. 100% they're tanking for Arch Manning.
Falcons, I would say
Jalen Walker.
I'll go Shamar Stewart.
No, we're talking about he's going Jalen Walker. Why Walker?
They need linebacker.
They need a linebacker, and it's Georgia.
Yeah,
so he stays home. Or do they go Michael Williams, who's an edge rusher from Georgia?
Yeah,
I say they go Michael Williams.
They could probably go Michael Williams.
Why? Because then you're not going to get an off the ball linebacker, no matter what is going on. All right, Cardinals need edge, D tackle, wide receiver. I say they go Shamar Stewart. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to be produce in the NFL, but okay, that's my personal opinion.
The Bengals.
They need a tackle too.
They need an edge rusher.
They're taking Mike Green. They're taking Mike Green
100%. Yeah, they have to. Why? Because I'm telling you, they're going to trade. They're going to eventually trade
for
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson is going to be traded.
Yeah, they can't find a deal. It's too costly.
They already told him he's going to have to take a pay cut.
What do they need?
OG.
They need
Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons.
I think they go Tyler Booker here, and I think it's an A+ draft.
Yeah.
I think them getting Tyler Booker in Seattle is an A+.
Yeah,
by far the best guard in the entire NFL. Draft. All right. Now, obviously, we have the Buccaneers who need cornerback help,
and they take Jahdae Barron.
Jahdae Barron.
Is that
or they could?
No,
they could linebacker.
I think they go Imawari. That team going Imawari makes all the sense of the world.
That could work.
Nicky Imawari, who is a man, a monster. You want to play nickel and still be able to stand up and play and go against run defenses? I think Imawari is the guy.
Yeah.
Now, here, Denver.
Did they go there? I think they go running back.
Matthew Golden.
Receiver?
Yes, they go Matthew.
Yeah, the two real first round grade running backs are gone now.
Mm-hmm. So why not get your Matthew Golden, a true number one guy from Texas? I think that works. I think it's another A+.
Yeah, because they still got Sutton over. They still got Sutton over there.
Sutton, Matthew Golden. All of a sudden now we starting cooking, and now Bo Nix has some players to play with. All right. The Steelers. Where does he go?
I think they go quarterback from Ole Miss, man. I think they go.
No. Actually, I think they don't. I think they don't.
I think
They might
they
be
go
one of
the Jackson Dart, man.
They're going Jackson Dart. They've met with him 3 times already, man.
They would have traded up for him, but he's too far. They're too far back in the draft to trade up for Jackson Dart, man. So they're gonna get him right there. At 21.
And if he gets there at 21, you get Jackson Dart. Why would you not? You're going to sign Aaron Rodgers in the next 2 weeks. Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. Jackson Dart will be the next guy, and he'll learn from Aaron Rodgers. That's literally makes
just how I planned it out. That's how they planned it
all the sense in the world.
Man, I'm not high on him. I'm not really high on him.
I'm not high on them either, but I
don't think anyone knows how college quarterbacks go in and play in the NFL. But I know the Steelers cannot wait.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Harmon.
I see Harmon. I see Harmon.
Yep, I agree.
Body.
Green Bay.
Ibuka. They're going Ibuka, man.
They're going
Ibuka.
Nah, that's fine. I already know.
I would hope.
We don't care if you can hate him. The rest of Chicago now has to hate him. No one cares about you.
Get used to it.
Malachi Starks
is going to Minnesota.
Malachi Starks.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
To replace the Cam Bynum role. So
now Josh Simmons falls right to the Texans.
Right to the Texans. Yep.
Yeah.
They have to, replace their left tackle. They know what they're doing.
I see Jalen Walker goes to the Rams.
Jalen Walker goes to exactly, and it works. Jalen Walker goes to the LA Rams.
Yeah.
That works too well.
Yeah.
Now the Ravens, who can go anything.
I see Barron going in there.
Yeah. At slot.
I see Barron.
No, I think yeah.
Jade Barron.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Which then I think that what it ended up doing is giving Skirtin
going to Detroit.
Or James Pierce. Skirtin or Pierce going to Detroit.
Yeah. I'll say Skirtin goes to Detroit.
What about you, Baron?
Yeah, I think he's going to Detroit too.
Okay. Thanks, Skirtin. Washington.
James Pierce.
What do they need?
Edge rusher.
Edge.
Probably James Pierce.
Yep. The Buffalo Bills. I had them trading out, and I had someone coming in.
I see if they do stay there.
They could get Nolan
or Tyleek. Tyleek is another one.
What if I told you the Buffalo Bills trade with the Las Vegas Raiders,
and they choose a running back?
And Buffalo goes from 30, 37, picks up 68, and a second round next year.
I can see that.
It has been accepted.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
They need a running back. Raiders, right?
Nope.
Oh,
the Raiders just got the best running back in the draft.
Oh, they got Genty.
They need one wide receiver.
So they're coming and they get Jalen Milroe.
Jalen Milroe. Yeah.
They come and grab Jalen Milroe. Why do they come in at pick 30 and grab Jalen Milroe?
Because
what does that give you?
That fifth-year option.
Gives you the fifth-year option on your QB. So Jalen Milroe
because they just gave
the Raiders at 30.
They just gave Geno his extension, but they like I said, tight leash though. They get Milroe in there.
But they give him 2 years for Milroe to develop it to what you hope him to be, Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Now, Kansas City is going to get Greg Zabel. Greg Zabel is the one player that can play any position, from center all the way to tackle.
Yeah.
He's a Swiss Army knife, and he's good at all of them. And he's the next best offensive lineman on the board. Any other team will kill for him, and he's going to go there.
Yep. Please, if Tyleek Williams goes to the Eagles, they just got rid of Milton Williams. They get Tyleek Williams.
They're going to get Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Oh,
Yep.
well,
Walter Nolan's
That
even
screams.
That's
That
scream, yeah.
screams.
That's
repeat. That's repeat. That's what that screams.
better.
Repeat.
They did exactly what they needed to do, and they get Walter Nolan.
That screams repeat. Screams it.
All right, so now we're back to the Cleveland Browns.
I see Luther Burden going there.
Yeah.
Receiver. Luther Burden. I see him going there. I like Luther
Okay.
Burden a lot.
Okay, I like
I
that.
think he's like the second best receiver in this class. I think he's the second best receiver.
Okay. All right. Who do the Giants go after?
They need everything, so best pick
I-
available. BPA.
I'll get Campbell. Campbell can go there. Best pick.
They just need
best,
eight. They just need
PPA. Well, they don't
They
need a
need
linebacker though. They need a guard and a tackle. Donovan Jackson can go there. They get
Donovan Jackson. Exactly. I think Donovan Jackson's a dude.
Tennessee needs that. Now Tennessee needs everything.
They need a left tackle now because they just got the quarterback, right?
They could get Josh Cornelly Jr. then.
Josh Cornelly Jr. I think that makes sense.
I think the Jags.
Now, what's so funny is the Bill. So we have the Jags first. The Jags need defensive tackle. They already got. They need a tight end. They're not going to go that high, but Siobhan Ravel
can go to Jacksonville.
go to Jacksonville.
Yep.
And
now the Bills traded back, right?
they can get They could get Campbell, or they can go Kenneth Grant, or they
They
can
could
go
go
Tyleek
Grant. They could go Donovan. They could go Tyleek Williams.
Probably-
They can go Campbell. He's the best player available. Oh, you know what?
He's
If they-
linebacker. You don't need a linebacker.
You don't need
You
one.
need edge. You need edge. You need edge since there's no Von Miller.
They
I
need
like-
a corner. They need a cornerback though. Too bad. So they can go Benjamin Morrison.
That's a risk, though. That's a risk pick. That's a team that needs an
But they can go Tyleek Williams then, because that's the second need they have is D tackle.
Yeah, I think you go Tyleek. I'll go Tyleek this time.
Now the Patriots can go linebacker because they just got rid of one of their best linebackers though. Recently,
They got rid of
they
Bentley. They got rid of Bentley.
and Campbell can probably go there.
Who did they get the first round?
Got
Patriots,
they got
Mhm.
they got a Membu.
they got
Membu.
members.
So they got their left tackle already. So now
They can.
I think they go wide receiver.
Yeah, they could go wide receiver too. And Trey Harris.
Ray Harris.
I think Trey Harris is the guy.
Big.
Yeah, I like Trey Harris. I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Now we're back with the Bears.
Kenneth Grant, right there. Kenneth Grant, right there for the taking.
Kenneth Grant.
I don't think they go to Kenneth Grant.
Did they go running back here? Did they go
We're
running
gonna
back
talk
here?
about this. No, I think they go running back at the last pick, but we need to talk about this. I think they go somewhere like
Ed?
Donovan from Boston College.
No.
Zaraku?
I wouldn't mind it, but I think
Because they have to get edge rush help. So it's either him or Landon Jackson. But I think Landon Jackson's a little bit of a reach. I think
Couldn't we wait to third round to get like maybe Jack Sawyer?
I don't think he'll be there.
no.
And you'll see that as we get down there, because there's gonna be a lot of defensive tackle help that you need. Edge rushers. Sawyer, I don't know if he's gonna be there.
No, I think, like I said, I wouldn't mind it. I was thinking Kenneth Grant though. Screams Kenneth Grant, but we can go Donovan. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I think Kenneth Grant is a reach of a guy. I don't think he's a really good player. I think that he's going to be found out in the NFL.
You think he kind of like Mason Graham kind of hit him a little bit, hit him and got him out of the limelight, and he was able to. I got you.
Yep,
I got you.
exactly
Makes
what I think happened. You're not going linebacker, and I think Izaraku makes a lot of sense.
It does. It does. It helps out. It helps out Dio and it helps out Montez also. So.
Mm-hmm. So now the Saints.
They got quarterback. They might go running back too, though, or receiver.
I think they go Wyatt Millam, but you tell
Yeah,
me, guys.
Yeah, I'll go Wyatt Millam. I'll go offensive guard with that.
Oh,
I'll do that.
The West Virginia guy, I like him.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Now,
if it lines up like this,
mm-hmm.
we could still get Kenneth. I'm just saying, I don't think we do, but we can still get Kenneth Grant right here. But I think we go running back right there.
And I go Henderson. We go Henderson.
And I go.
Do we go Henderson or do we go Quinshawn Judkins?
I go Judkins. I would go Judkins.
I will go Henderson. I will go Henderson.
I think you need something that's going to run in the middle.
I say Judkins, man. I think Judkins can be a good offset to Swift. That's just me. You can't go wrong with either, but I would say I would go Judkins though.
I think Trayvon is a better overall running back. But I'm gonna go Judkins because I think Henderson's older.
He's 22 and
Judkins is 21.
Yeah.
Where do the Jets go?
What do they need? They got the tight end.
They got tight end. I think they go
offense. They could go D tackle here. They could go D tackle here and go Kenneth Grant.
I think Kenneth Grant goes here. I think Kenneth Grant goes.
I think him and Quinyon can.
Williams.
Like
oh my God.
That could be
Quinn Williams. Yeah.
He went from Mason Graham in college to this in the NFL. He might get it again.
Now he's a perfect place for him because now he can continue to produce with someone else taking all the double teams.
Exactly. So that'd be a good fit for him.
San Francisco.
They could go Campbell here because they still got Fred Warner.
They lost Dre Greenlaw.
I say they could go Campbell.
I think you're right.
Go Campbell here.
Okay. Dallas.
They can go run. They can go Hendrick. They go Henderson here.
I thought go Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson? Yeah, that could work.
As an edge replacement.
Yep.
Yeah.
They already lost their edge, so
they got what's this? OC.
Yeah, all right. So now we're good.
So Colts, they already got their tight end already.
I had Jonah. That's why I had Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah going there.
Yeah.
Falcons.
This is their shot. Sean Morrison. This is their shot on Morrison.
Morrison, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could go Watts. They do need to say they could go Watts too, because they do need
go
to
either one. They can go either one.
Yeah.
Which one do you think?
I'll say Morrison though.
I say Morrison.
All right. The Cardinals already got the edge rusher, right?
They need a D tackle.
Yeah. They
need a D tackle.
They ain't one.
They need a guard too.
I think they go Jalen Noah, but
they could go him. The match with Marvin Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to get him. They just got to get him the ball.
Schlesinger makes a lot of sense too. A linebacker.
Yeah. If Campbell would have fell further, this would probably be a spot for him if he fell further.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. Yeah, you could probably go Carson. Swing singer. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so now Miami, who just got their left tackle now, they need a defensive tackle. Is there anyone who makes you think I should get him or Tumalawo? Is that the guy you want for the edge rusher?
They need safety too.
Or Xavier Watts, the safety is Watts is there.
Watts goes there. Watts.
Okay.
Bengals edge. Now they'll go down.
So who is the edge?
Wait,
the Bengals already got Mike.
They got an edge. They need a offensive guard and a corner, so they can go Trey Amos here at corner.
Yeah,
I think we said Trey Amos makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He's very good technique corner.
All right, so Seattle. Who did we
guard.
get him already?
They got the guard already. They
got the guard. That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
So they got. Wait a minute. Go back up. They need.
I say Ursiri.
Ursiri can go there.
Ursiri and Henderson's going.
If they got Simmons and Ursiri, that could be a really good draft. on the left.
And they try to help their quarterback by getting good tackles. So here's
Henderson goes here.
Trey Henderson goes to the damn Broncos. It makes all the sense in the freaking world.
They always get good running backs out there in Denver. Always.
That makes all the sense in the damn world. Oh my god.
I'll say Jalen Noel here for Seattle. No. They just lost Cooper Kupp and DK.
I like it.
So
I like it.
But they got Cooper Kupp and they got rid of
But
DK.
he's a third receiver, and you could go get that your third guy. I think that makes sense.
The Tumalau goes here.
They go JT.
Tumalau goes here.
Yep.
Yeah, JT.
Yep.
I don't want to pick for
you
these.
guys.
I don't want to pick for these guys. I would go
Thomas.
Yep. You know why?
Thomas
Because they have to. They have to replace what they already have. But
they're trying to trade Jair also.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
Mason Taylor's going.
Taylor goes here. Taylor goes here.
They need a tight end.
It's only because there's no other Michigan guys here. So that's if there's a Michigan guy, because I don't believe. I mean, Grant. I thought Grant would go here, but yeah, Taylor makes sense. The Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Jalen Royals goes here.
Caleb Johnson goes here.
They already have 2 running backs.
Well, no. So they do have the one guy. But you know they're in the talks they're having right now. They're having a hard time with what's his name? The number one
Cooks.
Oh, you talking about
Cooks? Yeah, James Cooks is in. They're having a real bad time with them.
They could go Royals here though. They could go Royals.
Dylan Rose is interesting. Princely's interesting.
Even though they just signed Joey Bosa.
No matter, he's old.
Yeah.
They will go with.
They might go. They probably. I'll pick Hairston here, or I'll go Hairston.
Yeah, go with.
Who did we get them last time? They got Maxwell Hairston makes sense.
I would go Caleb Johnson here with Carolina.
Wow, they just signed their running back to a big deal.
They might.
Huge deal.
They do.
3 years, 4 years, $38 million. They're paying $14 million a year.
A lot of teams doing running back by committee. So I wouldn't be.
They're not doing that with Nick Chuba Hubbard. They're not doing that with Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, because he's a real bell cow.
Yeah, he needs the carries. They're our own wide receiver.
So they got to go edge now. So they can go Princely.
Yeah, I think Princely makes sense. Texans.
They got Josh Simmons already. They need Ratledge.
I think Ratledge goes too.
Yeah.
A Georgia guard makes sense.
Baltimore.
And I know they're pissed off because they will love to have Ratledge right there.
They can go edge here. They can go edge and get Oladejo.
What if I told you they go Caleb Johnson?
I was thinking that could be crazy. That could be very scary.
They have
Derrick Henry, but
Henry. They have Henry. They have Justice Hill.
Yeah, no, Justice Hill, who's injury prone, who's coming off an ACL and a broken foot and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go Caleb Johnson. Throw a wrench in it.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
That could be a prime trade up spot too, right there too. Maybe depending on what's going on, it could be a prime trade up spot.
Detroit.
I think they go Royals here.
You think they go over TJ Sanders? Oh, okay.
They don't need a deep. They don't need.
They do need a defensive tackle.
They already have 3. They have Levi Onwuzurike. They have I forgot the guy from Washington, Lee McNeil, and.
Well, if you don't put Royals here, I'll put Royals to Washington.
I think Royals does go to Washington.
So you could give them TJ Sanders then Detroit.
I actually think they need offensive guard, but the guards are all gone. I love Darian Porter for them too.
Yeah, because their corners be getting injured a lot.
I'm gonna go Porter because they re-signed what's his name? The good blocking wide receiver. They just re-signed him.
Oh, you talking about who? Detroit? You talking about?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis.
No,
No,
they're
no. They got rid of him.
No, they got
Receiver.
rid of Carlton. They got Armand. They got
They got Saint
Williams.
Brown, Williams,
And Reynolds.
Reynolds. They re-signed Reynolds.
They
Yeah,
re-signed
that's
Reynolds,
what they re-signed Reynolds. That's what I was like. I knew there's someone that they re-signed. They re-signed Reynolds, so they don't need that.
Okay.
Oh, Tim Patrick's what I was thinking about. Tim Patrick.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking about. Tim Patrick's the guy that they re-signed.
Because Reynolds went to the Jets.
Yeah, so yeah, because Tim Patrick is there. Washington,
Royals. That could be scary.
It's the last thing that they really need. They really need everything else more.
So they can go Oladipo there. They could go Oladipo.
They already got their edge. They already got their edge.
That's what I thought. We gave them an edge already.
James Pierce.
Yeah, James Pierce. So yeah.
I'll say Royals then. I would say Royals.
I think they need cornerback. I think wide receiver is like the least of their worries. Cornerback or safety.
Buka?
Yeah, Buka. Texas safety. Makes sense. Bills.
Royals. Gotta be Royals now.
I can see Jalen Warriors. Okay. Kansas City. You know, that's why I think I said last time Isaiah Bond, but they told me I'm crazy. There's no way they're gonna go Isaiah Bond.
I wouldn't mind Isaiah Bond. I mean, you can never have that many weapons out there in Kansas City. So but
I'm gonna go TJ Sanders.
TJ Sanders could go there.
Yeah.
Stand next to the best one we have in the entire NFL.
Oladipo goes here. Last pick of the second round. Oladipo.
I like it.
Or
Oladipo.
yeah. Or Mbao, but I'll say Oladipo.
No, Oladipo.
Yeah.
All right. Not bad, guys. So we had Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Mimbu, Mason Graham, Ashton Genty, Tyler Warren, McMillan, Shedeur Sanders, Will Campbell, Will Johnson, Hampton, Kelvin Banks, Colston Loveland, Michael Williams, Jamar Stewart, Mike Green, Tyler Booker, that's a hell of a pick. Eamon Worry, Matthew Golden, Jackson Dart, Derek Harmon, Igbuka, Starks, Josh Simmons, Jalen Walker, who falls all the way to 26, Jade Barron, Nick Skirden, James Pierce Jr., Jalen Milroe, and is it drafted in the first round? So now we have 4 quarterbacks in the first round. Gray Zabel, Walter Nolan.
That's not a bad first round. I mean, it's I think the Bears. That's actually maybe a win-win for the Bears though if it works out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
you challenge Braxton Jones right now, and then you have a guy who can play guard if necessary.
That's a win-win. I mean, for me. And then, like I said, the second round, if it goes out like that, Poles really outdid himself. He gets Judkins and who was the other pick we had? Judkins and
Donovan is it Zaraku?
Yeah.
Or as another rush. Yeah, so you get your edge rusher, you get your running back, and you get your offensive lineman. So you have offensive lineman, edge rusher, running back, all good picks, and it's all in the first 2 rounds. And you still have a 3rd round pick that's pretty high.
Yeah.
If you were the 3rd round pick, where would you go? I'm going defensive tackle.
I would go D tackle.
Whoever left
on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoever left on the board, and then after that, I'm going safety.
I'm going safety. Exactly. That's exactly what I would do.
Like I'll go
I'll go safety. I'll go D tackle, safety, and I'll go offensive line the rest of the draft. Being honest with you, I'll go O-line the rest of the draft. I'll probably get a receiver undrafted or something, but I'm going O-line the rest of the draft. I don't care what nobody says. We need Yeah.
No, your depth chart. So then why'd you spend all that money then?
I mean, I mean, like I said, I still think you're right. The money does play a key factor. But
Yeah.
okay. If you don't do that, I'll say we got to draft the receiver after the safety. I'll say receiver.
I think we do draft a receiver. I think we do.
I heard somebody say we could trade back in the first round and get Ibuka. That's what
That's
I
stupid.
No, that's the
That
dumbest
doesn't even
one.
make sense at all.
Like,
Hey, I would love it. I would love it though. I would love that though. I mean, it's unlikely, but I wouldn't mind.
I don't see that at all.
I could see us get like I don't know, like Jimmy Ford Jr. or Kyle Williams. I'd like the fifth in like the fourth.
I can see this. I can see it, but I could also see us
Because
trading
we
down.
because Zacchaeus already.
Yeah.
You know, I think that kind of eliminates our need. You get one young guy somewhere later. Why you sign Miles Boykin? You still got Tyler Scott.
You got Duvernay.
You got Devin Duvernay, who's now on the team.
That was an
As a
underrated
return
pickup.
specialist. As a return specialist.
He's a return guy, but he could also play if you need him as a fifth receiver.
Underrated pickup.
He's already there, you know. So understand that. So Bill Murray already resigned. Amagaji's already your third round pick. That's there. Doug Kramer already
you can put him in
resigned.
the middle. You can put him
Ryan
in the middle.
Bates already resigned. I think you put
Ryan-
Amagaji you move. Yeah.
Bates
Ryan Bates-
resigned?
Yeah. He's still there. He has another year. He's still another year. So I will move Amagaji to right tackle and see if he can play right tackle. I will go ahead and let what's his name? Will
Right.
Campbell. Will Campbell go ahead and compete with Braxton Jones. Whoever wins, wins. But whoever doesn't, you kick him inside and let him learn from Joe Tooney.
So would you be mad with the offensive line of, I'm just saying hypothetical here, Will Campbell, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dowman, Tooney, Darnell Wright? Would you be mad at that offensive line?
No, if it worked that way.
No.
Or Josh Simmons, like we were in a trade down situation. Josh Simmons, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dowman, Tooney, Darnell Wright.
You have to trade down for Josh Simmons. Yeah,
That's what I said in the trade.
And Josh Simmons might be the same guy as what we already have.
Yeah.
He might be Braxton Jones.
Yeah.
So, we only got 2 weeks left before the draft. I'm 2 weeks from Thursday. I'm excited. There's so many things that could happen, so many things that could change, but I'm just happy that we have this opportunity to do these things. I'm pretty sure I will do another mock draft soon. We'll talk about those things. We'll talk about what's going on during this little mini camp that we have right now with the Bears. But till then, we're going to kind of keep our head down, our ears to the ground, and we're going to get out of here. Appreciate everyone jumping in, and we'll see you guys a little bit later.
Yep.
The Bears.
The
Bear
Bears.
down.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard.